Happy New Year, everyone. My name is Emily, and thanks so much for joining me as I set up my 2023 yearly spreads in my bullet journal. My theme for these yearly spreads will be cozy vibes meets video games, mainly using the colors purple and orange, which is inspired by some stickers I bought from Mochi Bujo that I will be using throughout this setup. I will link her stickers below in the description in case you're interested in checking them out. Like most people, I am starting off with a cover page, and I decided to draw a Nintendo Switch because first and foremost, I am a Nintendo girly, okay? And a bunch of cozy items like a blanket, candles, and a cup of tea. 2022 was a weird year that was tough for me mentally and kind of stressful at times, so I wanted to go into this new year embodying all things cozy and relaxing to help manifest the good vibes I am looking for. I think this cover page turns out really cute, and I love the color combinations. I'm not sure why, but this style and color scheme gives me Stardew Valley vibes, which I am not mad about since it's one of my favorite video games. Speaking of video games, the reason I chose my yearly setup to be video game themed is because all of my monthly themes for 2023 are going to be based on video games. If you've watched any of my videos before, then you know I normally do monthly themes based on TV shows or movies, so I am really excited to try something new this year. I might not do all 12 months as video game themes because, to be honest, I really don't play that many video games. I mostly just play way too much of like the same three, which are Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, and Breath of the Wild. But I will do my best. For the quote page, I wanted to do something super simple so it wouldn't distract from the cover page too much, so I just wrote press start to again allude to the video game theme and the start of the new year. By the way, I'll be using these new stamps I got from Notebook Therapy, which are part of the Cloud Dreamland set, as well as some washi tape from the Light Academia set and some Japanese landscape stickers from Notebook Therapy as well. This is my first time using Notebook Therapy products, and I must say I'm really happy and impressed with them so far, so I will link all of those in the description below. This next page is something I do every year, which is a themes of the year page, where I eventually print out all of the cover art from my themes and glue them on this page. It's really fun to look back at this and see all of my themes for the year next to each other and at a glance. The next spread is my goals page combined with my word of the year. My word for 2023 is joy, which I wrote in big letters in the middle. I chose joy because, like I said earlier, 2022 was another tough year for me, and going into 2023, I really want to feel the joy I have for my hobbies again. I want to find joyful movement and have joy connecting with my friends and the people I care about. I just want to experience more joy in everything I do and feel that passion again and motivation for life. In addition to goals, I also have a section to write things I want to focus on this year and some affirmations as well. For the decoration on all my spreads in the yearly setup, I had a lot of fun doing this collage style with some of the new things I got from Notebook Therapy, as well as the stickers from Mochi Bujo that inspired this setup. I really like the look of cutting out the headers on different pieces of paper and then gluing them on top of these collages. I think it turned out very cute. Last year I included a beginning of the year reflection in my setup, so I wanted to keep that tradition going. That way when I look back years from now at all my bullet journals, I can see how my thoughts at the beginning of each year changed or were maybe similar, who knows. Again, because I am doing that collage type style, a lot of the decoration here is a lot of just trial and error, which is a lot of fun to play around and see what I think looks good. So the questions I wrote are, what are you looking forward to in 2023? Where are you hoping to be by the end of 2023? And where can you grow / see some improvements? Next up is a pretty self-explanatory page. It is where I track my follower growth on social media each month. This year, I'm only tracking my YouTube, bullet journal Instagram, and art Instagram. I was very on and off again using Instagram last year, but this year I'm hoping to update it at least once a month with my monthly setups in case you're someone who would rather keep up with me on Instagram than YouTube. I will link those in the description in case you do want to follow me. But per usual, YouTube will be my main social media focus. I have a lot of ideas for new videos this year, and one of my goals is to make 20 YouTube videos in 2023. So I hope you decide to subscribe if you haven't already to see what other content I make this year. It was a lot of fun using a bunch of different stamps to kind of fill in this empty space on each page. On that note, because I plan to make a video at least once a month on YouTube, and that video is almost always at least my monthly plan with me, I decided to do a monthly video checklist. Every month I end up writing some version of this checklist on my weeklies, and it gets kind of repetitive to do that every month, so I thought I would streamline the whole thing by making a single spread where I can check off what I've done for that month's video. If you are a video content creator like me, you could definitely use something like this perhaps, or you could adapt it for some other project or maybe some other habit that you do every month. One of my major goals this year is to write the first draft of a novel. So I made a writing tracker to 100,000 words so I can keep track of my progress throughout the year. To make the tracker a little more interesting, I drew it like a roadmap where I can color in these bubbles along the way whenever I reach these milestones. I also left some space underneath where I can write in the date I reached the milestone. I might also think of some rewards to give myself when I reach certain milestones so I can keep myself motivated. Besides drawing and painting, writing is one of my biggest passions, and it's my dream to be a professional writer one day. But sadly, this is one of those passions of mine that I lost last year, so I'm really hoping to focus on it again in 2023. To jazz up the page a little more and make it a little cuter, I used the Cloud Dreamland stamps again and some stickers from this Light Academia washi tape set, which is the first time I've ever used a washi tape that has like stickers on it, so that was pretty cute and interesting. But yeah, this isn't the most aesthetically pleasing page I made for sure. The circles are a little wonky. It could have been a little neater, I guess, but you know, hopefully it'll serve its purpose and get me writing again. The This next page is a really fun and unique tracker in my humble opinion. I'm calling it a takeout tracker, and it's where I'll keep track of whenever I eat out and what type of food I ate. I'm a bit of a foodie, I guess you could say. I love food. I love trying new foods and new restaurants. I thought this would be a fun and different thing to keep track of. I designed it like you would a year in pixels, and I created a key alongside of it with the different types of cuisines I eat most frequently. So you could, if you wanted to do the same thing, you could put any type of food in here that you're interested in maybe keeping track of. Or maybe you have specific restaurants that you want to keep track of, like how often you go to Starbucks or something like that. And anytime I eat at a new restaurant, I will mark that box off with a star. To go along with my takeout tracker, I also have a list of restaurants I want to check out. In this list, I have space to write the date of when I eventually try out the restaurant, what food I ordered, and my thoughts on it. Not only did I think this is a great way to keep track of what restaurants I want to try, but I think this will be really fun to look back at the end of the year. Just another way to keep those memories and look back on the times that, for me, you know, if I ate out at a restaurant, what did I think of it, and things like that. Another hobby of mine is baking, and I've had the idea for this spread for a while, so I'm excited to finally try it out. It's called a baking tracker, and basically I will keep track of everything I baked this year, the date I baked it on, whether it was a new recipe, and my thoughts on how it turned out. My best friend, who lives 3,000 miles away, and I will often FaceTime, and we bake the same recipe at the same time, and we try our hardest to finish at the same time so that we can take the first bite together and kind of see each other's reactions of how our own baking turned out or how the recipe turned out. So it's something we started in COVID and have kept going ever since. And it's such a fun and meaningful way for us to stay in touch. So I also want to keep track of when we do that together and what particular recipes are from those times that we bake together. This next idea I got from the YouTuber Joshi Karan for a then versus now page, and I will link her YouTube video below where she talks about it in case you're interested. But basically, you write a bunch of different prompts and you answer them at the beginning of the year and then again at the end of the year. And you get to see how your answers changed or maybe stayed the same over the course of the year. One of my favorite things about bullet journaling is memory keeping and looking back at these sort of things, so I loved the idea for this spread and wanted to do it for myself. It's kind of exciting to think about how different my life or opinions might look a year from now, especially when it comes to certain things like savings, what job maybe I'll have, where I'm living, because while I have a job right now and I've been in this apartment for almost 2.5 years, I'm not sure where I'll be at the end of the year, you know? So it's kind of exciting to think about those things. If you're familiar with the bullet journaling community, you're probably used to most yearly setups starting with the future log, but I'm actually ending with the future log. The main reason I'm doing this is because I wasn't sure if I was going to get these calendar stickers in the mail in time for filming this video, and also because my future logs are really boring and simple because I actually need them to be functional since I like using them. And I didn't want to start my video with the most boring spread and kind of scare people off, to be honest. So if you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate the heck out of you. Thanks for sticking around, and I hope you've enjoyed the video so far. After last year, where I wrote in all of the numbers on the calendars myself, and I believe I did that in 2021 as well, I was like, never again, I'm not doing that. So I bought calendar stickers this year to save myself some pain and torture. And then simply I am just highlighting the weekends, so Saturday and Sunday, with a really light, like warm gray marker. So that way I can kind of see when the weekends are, but it doesn't stand out like so much. The one thing I did forget about these types of calendar stamps is that they might not perfectly fit the dot grid boxes on a dotted notebook journal. So honestly, after using these, I might try to make my own next year. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, they serve a good purpose for now and still saved me a lot of trouble of writing everything. So that concludes my yearly setup for 2023. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing year in 2023. I am feeling very cautiously optimistic about this year. I know it's a bit of a cliche to be excited for the new year and a fresh start, and I am a full believer normally that you can change things even when it's not a new year. But I think in this post-COVID world, I have to hold on to some sort of hope that every year will get a little bit better than the last. And if you're a fan of video games, I hope you decide to subscribe so you can see my monthly plan with me's that will all be video game themed this year. Probably a lot of Nintendo, just to give you a heads up. But anyway, thanks again so much for watching, and remember to take some time for yourself, and I'll see you next time.